This is the ABQ Business Podcast with your host, Jason Rigby. Each week we'll interview visionary business leaders to inspire the creative power and spirit that's in every entrepreneur. Discussing strengths, weaknesses, strategies, systems, and the problems we can all solve together for a new future for local small business.
Folks, we have a celebrity today. Jamara, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Good. So, have you embraced your celebrity status yet? Are you like running around with like Louis Vuitton glasses and?
No, but I feel like I'm slacking because I feel like I should be in a sense, but I definitely haven't. So
yeah, you're gonna have to. You gotta step this up. I know you have dogs.
I know.
So you need like those little tiny. What are those, like Yorkshire Terriers or something? And
oh my goodness! No, I like the big dog. See, I just can't fit that whole.
Yeah, like a Hermes.
I'm just doing me.
Yeah, you need like a Hermes bag that you could put the dog in and.
Oh, geez. A little yapping dog.
Yeah, that would be funny. So today I have a returning guest, and a lot has happened from the last time you were on, I think about a little bit over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so some pretty crazy stuff has happened in your life in a good way. And we're going to get into it, but everybody can go to, because your public one on Instagram, because I want everybody to know, because you're a sponsored and published fitness model. And I kind of want to introduce the other part here in a second, but they can go to jamar.sadee if they want to see you. I mean, you're not just a fitness model, but you've done like bodybuilding and stuff like that, right?
Yes, I've competed in bikini competitions, and I've won those. I've done one, so I'm waiting to do my next one, but I've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the, for me, every time I watch, cause you're like, you post, it seems like, have you bumped up your posting? Like, are you posting more now?
I definitely am. I've been trying, at least. I have been up to a lot more, just trying to keep myself busy, especially because I have all the free time because of, what's going on.
COVID and all that. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But don't you think that if you're locked up at home and you're having to go through all this, that it's nice to be able to go on Instagram and look at fitness models? I think that's like
for sure, because that's all you got, all this time, and now you have all this inspiration as well. So
yeah, exactly.
It works hand in hand.
Yeah, no, so it's really cool because, like I know a lot of people, and I don't know how it's changed because like the gym's just opened. And so I know you pretty much live in the gym, seems like. But have you been going to the gym now, or?
I have not at all.
So what are you doing?
And
like kettlebells and sandbags?
Almost. No, so my boyfriend definitely got us hooked up. In the backyard, we have like a lot of good equipment that has like all these extra attachments to them. So literally, we've been going hard in the backyard, and I've been doing cardio type things. I have been going to parks and doing workouts like that. I've been being creative about it, honestly, because I do miss the gym. But like, being at home isn't the greatest all the time. But we do have it there, and it's been testing my discipline for sure. So it's like, you know what I mean? I have no excuse.
Will you make some themed posts of going hard in the backyard?
Right. I need to.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That's a good quote. So literally, so fitness competitions and stuff like that are probably, everything's on hold, huh?
Yeah, well, sort of. I have been sort of keeping that other people have been competing. Like during this time, you had to wear a mask and everything, but I mean, I guess when it comes to stage time, you didn't have to.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I've been taking this time mostly to just get right myself until I feel like it's definitely clear.
So you
for the most part.
So you haven't gained like 30 pounds or anything?
Heck no. Not gonna lie, my procrastination was up, and I was definitely being lazier, but I had to kick that real quick if I wanted to make some sort of wave while this is going down. It would be horrible to come out of it not
I know,
not in tip top shape.
Didn't you used to work at like, because I think if I remember, correct me, but didn't you used to work at UPS and you worked real early in the morning and then you went to the gym after that, like super motivated?
Yes. Right. I went hard then too. So I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely in a different chapter in my life, but it's no excuse not to go as hard as I did then. It's just a different circumstance and I don't want to let that be the reason why I'm not the best I'm trying to be.
You know what I love here in Albuquerque? What's really cool is that, because that's what I've been doing, is going to the park. I absolutely I'm like the playground. Like you got pull-up bars and you got, and then the fields of grass. There's like so much stuff that you can do.
There is. There's just so many parks that I never really knew were around, and they're spacious and nice. And there's also this park near the Kirtland Air Force Base, I believe, that has all this workout stuff. So it's a really cool little spot.
Oh, you just ruined it for yourself.
Wait, why? Oh, shoot. Well,
you said it was on the west side, right?
No,
near the
I didn't actually. Yes, I did.
No, seriously. Yeah. So, I mean, that's like, cause that's what I've been telling people, is that even in the circumstance, number one thing is build your immune system, keep yourself healthy.
Yeah.
And getting outside and getting sunshine and all those things, cause a lot of people are deficient in vitamin D and, it's just, it's crazy to see, how many people are using the excuse to just hang out on Netflix, even though we're going to talk about Netflix in a second. And then, eating McDonald's and Jack in the Box and we're in a pandemic.
Right.
We should be eating healthy.
It's awful. You definitely, especially just because of what's going on, you would think people would up their health game.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it honestly seems like people are, though. Because when you have so much time on your hands, you have no choice but to go outside real quick and get it in. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah, I know. I've seen way more people like walking their dogs and being out. I mean,
lots of people.
The park can be packed. So
it's
cool. I like that. I actually have enjoyed it. I feel like I'm like quieter, more peaceful, and I'm kind of like in my little introvert zone. So
definitely
things are simpler
because it's a weird time not being able to really be around people, but yet having, maybe if you have your family that you live with, besides having them, it's just like you're definitely thinking of what to do next by yourself.
Yeah, I know, because I follow you on Instagram, and so you're always posting like you working out, pictures, dogs, your boyfriend. It's kind of it's kind of the same thing. But you did something in the park the other day with yoga or something, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That was me by myself.
Oh, really?
I was like, I need to get out because I can't. Like, I was just like, I want to work out somewhere else. And I know there's a little park area that's nice. And I just went down there and I took my little mat and stuff and I did a little workout there, and then it started raining like crazy, so it was perfect timing.
Yeah, that's that. You got to get it before the evening time. So I kind of want to get into what's happened since last we talked. I mean, the last time we talked about you doing your fitness, and I know you had just won third or something like that, and you ended up
first.
You won first?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I just knocked you down to third.
No, it's all good. It's all good. No.
Yeah. So you won first, but what was cool is you had never done that before, right?
Right. That was my very first show.
And you win first. So that's awesome. And then you turn around. Right. And so kind of like after that, before we get into the whole TV, Netflix, all that, what was happening in between the TV part and you winning first?
So it was going pretty well, honestly. Just me doing my own thing, just the same old thing, just working hard. And, I was doing a lot more shoots as well, which was super awesome, which is what I've always wanted because modeling is pretty big part in my life, at least my dreams and stuff. So there was that happening. I got a new job, which was super awesome. I got to leave UPS and I was able to go into banking and stuff, which is a place I prefer to be, and I'm doing awesome in that. I love that. My job's awesome, like between my coworkers and just my schedule now. It's very awesome. So
would the bank let you do a shoot in like the vault or something? The bunch of money.
Oh no. No.
Awesome,
that would probably be interesting, but yeah, no.
Like gold bars and stuff.
We're not that big time. I think that's like the Federal Reserve or something.
Yeah. So you got a new job. You started doing more shoots because the reason I'm asking you is I want people to understand, because you've literally been grinding on fitness and modeling and working out, and you know they say it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert. And you've put those hours in, and how long, like from when you said I'm going to get serious about fitness, and how many years have you been doing this, like posting on Instagram and trying to get your name out?
So I would say I've been modeling for about 3 years now. This is the third year. But between keeping my posting up and trying to network and also trying to be like relevant, I suppose, just by posting often and you know, connecting with the people who are supporting me basically. It's just been, I mean, it's been tiring, but you just got to keep going. And as long as I keep that mindset, I feel like I'm good. But between working as well, it's definitely hard work, but I'm thankful to say that I'm here today where I am after everything, and I still have a lot more to go.
Yeah. And what someone doesn't realize a lot of times, especially people that want to be influencers or any of these things, is that, you know, it takes years and years of grinding.
It does. It takes time. Hard work. But as long as, like, my thing is, as long as I keep my eyes on the prize, which is definitely, and it can be anything really. My thing is gaining financial wealth from doing, you know, modeling. I want to be a full-time model, but of course I got to hustle on the side. I got to work as well as working. I have actually picked up braiding hair, which is something cool that I don't think I added. It's on my personal page. It's like a small little thing for me. It's like, I enjoy doing it. I do my own hair, and I finally decided to, you know, make something of that. So that's my other little side thing I'm doing. So my time definitely. So
is this like serious business, this braiding thing? Because I know you can put I've seen people with charms and beads.
Yeah,
and all
you can do anything, honestly.
Is it now? So, this has always interested me. Is it? Do you mix it? Do you mix like your original hair with other hair, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's basically how you do it. It's just braiding the real hair with the synthetic hair together.
Well, that seems like that would, it's trying to braid all that together. That would be, I have no artistic ability whatsoever. That would just be a huge screw up on my end. But
it's definitely a technique.
Yeah, it's like a talent or whatever.
Learn.
So have you done like anyone like UFC fighters? Because everybody like braids their hair before they do a fight.
Right.
Have you done anything like that?
Nothing like that. Just honestly, my friends and people that know them. I've just been trying to, because I mean, I'm good, but I don't want to be like all out there to where, you know what I mean? I just want it to kind of be a side thing. So
Right. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we have a lot of female UFC fighters. I'm pretty sure somebody would want to get their hair braided.
Right, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, we need to put that out there.
Right. Any UFC fighters, females, even dudes, you need your hair braided, I got you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because I know like Karate Hottie's here. You know,
oh my gosh, yes, I saw that recently.
Yeah, and she has over 1 million followers on Instagram. It's crazy.
Right.
Right. And she always gets her hair braided. So that would be
definitely,
that would be super cool. We'll have to try to get that collab together.
Manifest that into the air.
Yes, exactly. So you're starting to, you know, a year and a half ago, you're starting to do more shoots. You're posting more. And then all of a sudden, I see you on your Instagram go to Atlanta a while back. Yeah. Was that this whole thing?
Yes, that was.
So I thought, she's going to Atlanta. She's gonna be doing some like hip hop urban type.
No,
I thought you were going for modeling because you wouldn't say anything because you had to keep quiet about it.
Yeah, right? Yes, you definitely had to be so quiet.
Yeah. So it just showed, all you did was show yourself going to Atlanta. So I was
just traveling.
yeah. And so did they tell you that, you can't be like posting stuff yet and all that stuff? You probably had to go through just being chill.
You had to be super chill for so long up until they let you know that you can start talking about it, which was, literally about a month-ish before the premiere. So it was just, because you have to keep it secret, you know what I mean? It's exciting. They're getting all these things set up to create this amazing show, and you cannot spoil anything.
Yeah,
you have to just let the world see it.
Screwing something up,
right? Yeah.
So did somebody see you on Insta? I'm trying to build this up because people are like, well, what the hell is it? But did somebody see you on Instagram? How did they even hear about you?
Yes, my Instagram, I think my hashtags started working because I was contacted and about the Titan Games, and I was like, let me take a look at this. This looks like something that could be awesome. And of course, I wasn't just, selected or anything at all. I had to go through the whole process. So what that person did was just, let me know about the show and, hey, sign up. And so I did. And literally I just went along with the process. Because, you know what I mean? You hear about things and you're just like, let's see what comes of it. Because, in the modeling world, you never know what you're going to get. So I just applied, which was a long process. You had to wait and wait some more. And finally, I guess I was selected for the auditions, which was exciting. So that was that. And I was sent out there and I showed my stuff, and then we got here.
So did they email you or DM you, or how did they do it?
Yeah, DM.
So you got a DM through your Instagram.
Yeah.
To be on a super popular main show, and we'll talk about this, but it's the Titan Games, which everybody knows, and the guy that's doing, we'll get into that, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, all that, and literally all the hard work that you put into your Instagram and those year over year that you were just constantly posting, it paid off.
Tagging and everything, because like I said before, I did a little bit of research on what it takes to kind of just use your social media platform to get you somewhere. And, using hashtags was probably something that got me in front of somebody who helped me get onto that show for sure. So, I believe in it.
Yeah. So, because that's what I'm wanting people to realize, because there's people out there, whether they're business owners or whether they're wanting to be influencers or they're authors writing books, because we've been getting a ton of downloads here lately, especially I've been getting a lot of people in California, in the Bay Area. And I don't know why, because we're ABQ or whatever, but that's cool. There's people that are literally listening to the show and they're like, man, I've been doing this for 6 months and I've seen nothing. And I want people to understand, and that was the main reason I wanted to have you on, was all of this work that you've put into focusing on your Instagram, doing all these shoots locally, and doing these shows and everything else, finally caused someone to kind of be like, and maybe it was a hashtag or whatever, but they're like, who's this? And then they hop on your Instagram page and then they look at everything. Or they probably my guess is they probably followed you for a while to see what you were posting. And
they had to have, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, and then they saw you and then you were constantly posting, and then they're like, this person. And all that did was give you an opportunity to apply.
Right. That gave me an opportunity, which is so crazy. You know what I mean? Because, I'm not saying that you should just, social media is just part of it. That's a tool. You know what I mean? Right. You have to make sure that everything you're doing outside is with that, aligned with the purpose, of course, as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like,
it was just awesome the fact that
go ahead.
You cannot be solely focused on your social media. You know what I mean? Or you're only thinking about the next thing you're going to post, and that's it. Not even experiencing anything or going out doing these different things. I feel like your social media should be a tool as opposed to just flossing what looks great for the moment or whatever it is. You have to put meaning into your post. You need to put like some substance, put your personality into it. Like there's so many aspects that definitely need to take place in order for you to catch people's attention, for sure.
Yeah, and I know, like everybody thinks, well, I'll get an Instagram account and then I'll post, but they don't realize all the work that it takes. I mean, if you say you're a fitness model and then you never work out, but you're just posting,
right?
You're just faking it, is what I call it, where you're posting like you holding a weight.
Tired.
Yeah.
No kidding. Or you show up whenever people think you're this person and you can't even like deliver like they thought, and that's even more embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm like, man, I would like to hope that you see my Instagram and then I show up in person and your mind's blown. So,
right.
I mean,
yeah, no, like when you look at it and now, I mean, you've been doing this for a while, so not only did you get this opportunity, but I mean, like if somebody says, "Hey, can you do this shoot or whatever?" You can show up and you've done the work. You've put the amount of time in that you're not looking at it and acting. I have a friend that's a male model, and he's like, "You'll be surprised how many people just don't know how to pose."
Right. No kidding.
Or they can pose for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but they can't, hold different poses and try different things for minutes on end.
It's a job for me. Like, I just definitely always want to be the best, for sure. And especially when it comes to modeling, like all of the shoots that I have ever participated in, I've always taken something from. And then if I've never really tried to take anything that didn't serve me, you know what I mean? Like, if I have friends now that if I want to play around with posing, I can. But before I was, trying to pay attention to how I should be when it comes to lighting, especially when I was working with photographers who were professionals, like who knew exactly what they were doing, who were very informational as they went. Like, I love asking questions, and the people I've come across have been awesome. And I'm a sponge. Every experience I get.
Yeah, and I think that's when you look at that for what you're doing in your life and you become a sponge like that, that's humility. So it's just a matter of being humble enough to always have like a learning mindset, to sit there and say,
definitely,
I don't know everything. I'm coming into this and I'm going to use this experience just to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And with all that, then comes all the courage and like the confidence that's well deserved after, getting so much experience and taking so much from it. You can actually stand there and say, yes, I know what I'm doing and know your worth and everything. So it all comes hand in hand.
Yeah, it's cool. So you get a DM and then you're like, what is this? And then you're like, tight.
Yeah.
So like when you started applying, were you thinking this was like for real or?
Well, I've gotten offers before, like, oh, yes, this and that, do this. And, like, sometimes you get red flags and you're like, yeah, no. And then sometimes you're just like, let's see. And maybe nothing happens. Or sometimes this comes along. Right. And so I applied, and I was just like, man, it's an application. Like, good Lord. So I did it. You know what I mean? I filled it out, and I just had to wait after that for everything to fall into place. And then, like I said, after that, I got an email that I had been selected for the auditions. And before I knew it, I was being flied out to LA to do those auditions.
So you
the combine is what they called it.
LA first?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then now did they have like games set up, like little games, or did they just sit down and interview and kind of see what was that when you fly into LA?
Yeah, it was a little bit of everything. Like when we first get there, you fill out some more paperwork. You know what I mean? They put you through a physical, and then the auditions are the next day. So they let you rest, and then the actual auditions, which was like a whole day, was the next day, and it was actually in this part of California that was where Jay Leno, I think, filmed his show. So it was another little studio place, I guess. It was pretty cool, like just to go into another little place where they were filming other things. So I got to see a lot. But they filmed it inside of this the studio, I'm guessing, and they had different workouts / exercises spread out throughout the room, I guess. It was a big room. It was a giant room.
Now, was there green screens, or were they filming this, like filming you work out? And then
they were filming it, but it was like a gym. It was like a giant gym. And they were just walking throughout, I think, just taking the clips that they wanted. But for the most part, it was just us, about 80 of us, doing each of these drills just to see if we could keep up to a certain amount of time, or just do timing and stuff. There was so many different workouts, from things that tested your stability to your lung capacity to your strength, like everything, your agility.
Oh, so this was like a full bore, like were they like CrossFit type stuff where you were
not exactly, like it was everything. I kid you not.
That's crazy.
It was sort of like there was some, I don't know how to explain it. It was very cool. Like there was so much going on.
So obviously had you been preparing to get in shape? Because did you know that this was going to happen, or were you just automatically already in shape? Or
no. So I did rewatch the last season just to like refresh my mind on what they had to do. And as well as whenever we got into the auditions, they let you know, like, hey, you should probably train for this type of stuff because it's obstacle course type things. That's not the same as weightlifting. You know what I mean? You have to train different. So they said you should probably practice that type of workout. And so I definitely did. I ended up I found this one gym, and I did a lot of functional training. I didn't even know what functional training was until I started training for the Titan Games.
Wow.
So what that is just really, it's working out all of your abilities, really, from your balance to, like I said, your stamina, your lung capacity. You're getting your heart rate to go down in a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? Like all of these things.
That's crazy because,
and I believe it.
Oh yeah, I mean, because when you look at it, it's like you watch the whole first season. So now you're watching. It's like when you look at athletic guys, and they're like football players or basketball players, they're watching tape and all that. So that's basically what you're doing. And then from there, you're like, I need to find a gym where I can do these type of exercises. They give you kind of guidance and say here, because I want people, you just didn't say, oh, I got a DM. Oh, I flew out to LA. It was awesome. And then they picked me out of 80 people.
No way. I couldn't just ride on that. I had to put in some work. I was like, nah, if I'm going to go to this, I'm going to go hard.
Yeah. Cause because a lot of people don't, that's something, that's why I always like to find the behind the scenes things of what makes people successful, because, so you do all that, you get there, they're testing you. There's 80 other people.
Yes. Right around that amount. I'm sorry, I can't say the exact number. I believe it was just 80 of us. Because I think the season before they had 100 people there, but they definitely because I think it was a lot, maybe, I don't know. So, but yeah, 80 people.
And then how many did they pick for the show?
So I believe it was 26, but between the other added Titans, there was around 30 of us. Like, though, not counting the celebrities that they added to the show. So
literally, you had a chance. The odds were pretty much against you.
Right.
So now, did they let you know, like when you were doing it? Did you just go there? You do that. They tell you what to do. You do all this training. You're there. There's lots of pressure. You're in a different area, and then they're filming you. And did you have to do any modeling or anything like that? Did they take pictures of you or?
So yes, we did a lot. Like it was awesome. The first couple of days we got more paperwork, of course, but the next week we started doing like a lot more filming. So we did like our I forgot what it was called, but it was like a reel of us. So our story,
right?
And so we did a little photo shoot for like the photos that would be shown when you're announced in the arena, which was cool. So we had to be all super cool. Yes, like super excited, looking strong. Like you just had to actually, you know what I mean? It was a fun photo shoot.
Right.
And then we did a little interview for our story in which you saw, once that was aired, which is pretty awesome, which is where we got to tell our story. Then we also took some more photographs. And then we did like different shots that were clips that were shown, you know what I mean? So they lasted maybe they were fun shoots. They were a little long, but when it came down to the filming part, it was maybe like 15, 20-ish minutes that we filmed anything. And then just a lot of behind the scenes from whenever we were walking places. It was there's cameras around a good amount of time, but it was chill. Like it wasn't overwhelming until we hit the actual arena. That's whenever it got super duper intense.
Yeah, I could imagine. And so now, did you come back here, or did they just continue to film in LA? How long were you in LA for?
So I was only in LA for about 3 days, and then I came home, and I was only able to really train for like. So I really started training 3-ish and a half weeks out, which was not a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I had also been working out before that, so I wasn't crazy worried. But at the same time, 3 weeks to prepare for something that's huge is not a lot of time compared to competing in which you train for weeks. So it was different. But
now in LA, did you see any celebrities, or did you talk to anybody while you were in LA, or was it just the workers and employees and stuff?
Yeah, I sort of just stayed close to the hotel. I had a couple of friends out there that I was able to see for a little bit, but nobody crazy. I did see Jay Leno because we went to those studios. He was driving around doing his little show. It was so cool.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of cars and
stuff. Yes, that was the show he was driving. He was driving in some nice, like, old mobile.
Oh, that's awesome. So you come back, and did they tell you in LA that you were going to be on the show? Like, did they let you know?
So you do the auditions out in LA, and then you wait for a period of time, I guess, whenever they were doing their evaluations and stuff. And I was informed about maybe 2 weeks later that I had made it through a phone call.
Oh, a phone call. So you went from,
yeah.
Okay, you made it. Now we need to have a phone call. And then on the phone call, are they just asking questions, or?
Was this it's the phone call that they let me know that I had made the show.
Oh, cool that you made the show. And then from there, did they tell you, so did they film it in Atlanta?
Yeah. So after they called me, which was 2 weeks after the actual audition, I was at home for about a little over a month. And then that's when they let us know that we would be going to Atlanta for the actual Titan Games.
Wow, that's got to have been scary when getting that phone call.
It was. It was awesome though, man. I was like, no way. It was very exciting.
So then now it's like, oh, I have to go. Here we go. I'm going. This is exciting.
Yeah.
And then they, of course, they pay for you probably, and you fly to Atlanta. And then is there like 30, 40, 50 other people that are with you, or are you guys all in the same hotel, or?
Yeah, so we were all in the same hotel. They shuttled us over there. People came in like when they could, I guess. Yeah, we were all in the same hotel. We got shuttled at different times. There were different call times, of course, but we were in a nice little area. We definitely had like a little gym that we could walk over to. We had a Walmart there. We had also some other Georgia grocery store that we could go to get our food and stock up.
So, yeah, and then from there, you now, how long were you in Atlanta for?
I was out there for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. So that was a long time.
Yeah, it was a good little process. It was an experience for sure.
And then so then they take you there. Now, do they, like, after you get there, you get settled in, do they start filming right away, or, do you go to?
No. Like I said, they let you kind of settle in a little bit. Like, we had a couple days to train still. we had to go over wardrobe type stuff, things like that. Just making sure people had things signed. Like, they gave us a little itinerary too that we could explore Georgia with. So people were just honestly, right, just exploring really and preparing still for the following week.
That's crazy. And so now you've got the coming up week. You're working out, going to the grocery store, doing all that stuff, talking to other people that are on the show, getting your wardrobe, because they have those outfits and stuff, Titan Game outfits. So they were getting that all together.
Yeah.
And then, so now the first day of shooting, what was that like? Did you see the arena right away or?
No. So the first day we didn't get to see any of that. We didn't really see any of that until, you don't really get to see any of that until like the actual day that you like hit the arena.
Wow.
Really.
So it's all like preparation, getting things together, doing that, training and stuff,
Yeah.
and filming you behind the scenes. And then it's in one day you say, okay, here you go. You're in the games.
Basically until the following day that people would, do their challenges, just depending on which day you went. You know what I mean?
So what was it like when you first, when they call your name out and you have to go and now it's time to do a challenge? What was that like?
My goodness. So of course, being that it's a show, they do still, you have a good amount of time to prepare really, because you have the other people going and they're finishing up their filming there. And how production works is, they got to get their shots. So it's a little lengthy. So before they actually call your name, you're just behind the scenes to the side, getting the jitters out and stretching and whatnot. So you have a good amount of time to get the fear, most of the fear gone.
Yeah, I mean that part there, because just thinking about that, is giving me anxiety.
Right.
I'm just like, because you've been
right.
this built up and it's been going for so long, and you're doing these, and
then the moment was there. Yeah.
So then,
and it was. I think what makes it even crazier is I was so thankful to have my family there. It was sort of short notice, you know what I mean? It's a show. Who planned for this?
Right.
And so I guess I was chilling. I was stretching, doing my thing before I went. But then whenever I actually got out there and I saw them there, I was like, oh, snap. I have to perform.
And so what was the first the first games that you had to do, when they call your name? What was the first obstacle that you had to do?
Mine was called the chain link challenge, which was these chain link fences basically that were suspended maybe 10-ish feet in the air, and then you hop onto a platform where you row these chains to pull another chain link fence towards you to jump on and then climb across to reach the end. It was pretty crazy.
Was it, while you're doing it, are you thinking I got this, or this is tough, or what were you thinking?
No, I was just thinking go, go, go. Don't totally just be focused on being careful, but also being efficient with every move, which is important in these types of things because every move counts. So I was really just trying to be as precise as I could, getting across these fences and not falling. I guess what was also going through my mind was not falling. If I fell, that would just start me all over, and I couldn't have that happen. So
you did that.
It was very exciting.
That challenge was you got through that one, and everything was fine.
So I got through it. I didn't win that one, but I definitely kept up with her, which is something I'm very proud of because she was an actual rock climber.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm over here, Miss Model Fast weightlifter, still scaling this wall close to her. So I was proud of my performance.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, an actual professional rock climber. Goodness
right.
gracious.
She's amazing. She was an awesome competitor. I'm sorry. There were so many amazing people there, but her background and everything was just so interesting. But, when it came down to the competition part, I had to, get my head in the game and be like, this is my challenge to win. So through my mind, I'm just like, I got to get this, got to be fast, got to be accurate, got to beat her.
Yeah, and then now, were you able to? Was there an introduction of The Rock, Dwayne? Because everybody loves him. Dwayne Johnson. Everybody wants
Right. Oh my
wants him to
goodness.
be president. When were you
Right.
able to? When were you able? Were you able to meet him?
So in the auditions, I was really thinking we would have met him, but we didn't see him at all at the auditions. But yes, whenever we got to Atlanta, we saw him as soon as we saw the whole arena and everything.
Oh, wow.
He actually snuck in on us because the man was busy. Okay,
yes,
let me
exactly.
tell you. Apparently, he was I think filming some other things while he was filming our stuff. So literally, he just popped in on us, surprised us. It was awesome. I was in the front row, so I was right there. I was like, "That's The Rock."
Did you get starstruck?
A tiny bit. It's just exciting the fact that you're there. This arena's massive and it's so epic. And then The Rock walks in. Give me a break. I was excited. Everybody was excited.
I could imagine. Yeah, that was cool that he surprised you. Yeah, because him and Kevin Hart, their schedules are absolutely insane. Down to
my goodness,
45 seconds when you
every last minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what was your next step? So you had to do another challenge?
Yeah. So I did another challenge, and it was the kick out, I believe. And that one was another one that I didn't get. Sadly, I don't know. I definitely, going into that, I was like, I got this. I have to. I got this, because that would be the determining factor of me going on. You know what I mean? And so it was best out of 3. And so the fact that I was so close in the first competition, I was like, I got this in the bag. I'm definitely a threat. You know what I mean? So the next one, I definitely gave it my all. I don't know. I tried it. I gave it my best. I don't know if it was my body weight versus this thing that I was pushing in with my legs or what, but it just wasn't able to get as far as I would have liked.
And so after that one, was there any more, or was that pretty much
after that, that was it.
Oh, okay. So now this is the part that I really, because this is the part that I want people to understand, because then they can look at that and say, oh, okay, what she did, she tried and all that. But now what that did, just you doing that, creates opportunity.
It sure does. I was definitely in front of millions of people, not even nationwide, I'm sorry, worldwide.
Right.
I've gotten a couple messages from people from Africa to Russia, legitimately.
That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy, and it's pretty awesome. And I knew that going into that, I was going to give this new challenge my all and see where I got with that. But I also knew that even if I didn't win it overall, that there would be some good that would come from it. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
Just being able to get on a show that's hosted by The Rock, and that's all of America watched it. You know what I mean? It wasn't just some rinky-dink show on whatever. It's on Netflix now. It's everywhere. So I'm truly blessed to have been able to get on there like that and do my thing and show people a little piece of me, because you know what I mean? There's so much more, and I just got to keep on.
So get
the rest of it out there.
I know we won't get into specifics, because I know you got opportunities and stuff like that. We talked about that off the air, but what, so looking forward, for the future, are you going to go, do more, are you going to do bodybuilding, fitness modeling? Are you going to try to do more modeling stuff? Are you going to, try to go into acting, or what are you thinking of for the future now?
So literally, my new mindset is still sort of take a chance at everything. I'm definitely working towards my next fitness competition. I want to compete in a new category for sure, and that's something that I'm thinking about, that I definitely am working towards currently. But there's other things, some things that could move me to another state. I was also looking into some things that are happening here in New Mexico that had to do with the film industry, but of course, with current circumstances, that's probably just put on hold. So there's little things that I could definitely go down, the road that I can go down. Who knows? But there's definitely some options for me.
Yeah,
I'm working on them all.
Yeah, no, I like that. Like like one word when I think about you and everything that you've done is you're extremely courageous. Like you're willing to try things. Like people would be, even being nervous or like, I mean, think about it. Like I think a lot of
Right.
people the fear would hold them back, but
you got to remember, I've come from so much fear. Like I was the shyest person ever. Would have never thought of myself in front of a camera or at like in a bikini in front of a bunch of people. Like no way. But you just work it yourself and you chip at that stuff, and you can definitely be one of those people you see and admire so much who are so unapologetically them that you want to be that. You can.
Yeah, and that's what I love, because it's like it's somebody that you're working at UPS, you're grinding away,
right.
You're working out. I mean, just it is so hard just to change a person's body, and then to get into, I mean, what is it? Probably less than 1% of people have fitness, like, I mean, like looking like you look, and then going from there and then saying, okay, I'm going to take the dedication that I brought to, changing my body and getting it to look like this. And I'm going to take that same dedication and I'm going to be flexible enough and have courage enough to be able to move it and I'm okay. I've never, cause that's what's like with you, like you were saying earlier, it's like, I've never done this, but I'll try it. Yeah, there's a person that's a rock climber, but I'll go against him, whatever.
Right. Cause I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Yes. You got to train, like for anything that you might be afraid of, you have to prepare for it. You have to wrap your mind around it. You have to see what must be done in order for you to do it correctly. You have to analyze before you can do it. You know what I mean? You got to analyze before you just jump into things. But once you get that knowledge, you're fine. Like you'll be just fine. Maybe the excitement of it being your first time, but if you prepare, you'll be okay.
Yeah, no. And I think that's something that you're really extremely intelligent at, is to kind of reverse engineer and kind of see, okay, yeah, I have this opportunity. I'm going to go 100% into it. And how can I be successful in that? And then
how can I?
Yeah. And then you're really good at figuring that part out. And I'm just happy. I know, because we're almost coming up on time, but I just want to thank you for representing Albuquerque. I think that's awesome. And I know you've got a lot in the future to go and I know you're going to be successful, because you don't have any issues with not willing to work and not willing to try things. And so I think it will be interesting a year from now. If you're not too famous, hopefully I can have you on again.
I would be glad to come back to your show. I would love to.
Yeah, because that'll be interesting to see, like, every year what happens. And then
no kidding.
Yeah,
no kidding. That's always my goal. Like, I feel like, man, if you didn't level up in the past year, what did you even do? You have to level up in some way.
Yeah, exactly. And then you come through this, and then we got this pandemic going on, and you're on the show, and now you have this little break to be able to kind of focus yourself.
This pandemic has been the ultimate test. Like, are you going to sit down and let it, you know what I mean, take advantage of you, or are you going to go the extra step and start hustling in any way you can, like just adapt to the situation, for the better.
Yeah, I know. And it's so interesting, because I remember, because I listened to our last interview, and then hearing you now, it's like you're like two different people. So
that is so crazy.
Do not listen to our first episode.
I have to.
No, it was like, because it was real interesting, because I was like, oh, okay. Because I could tell that when we were talking, because it was you and your boyfriend were there, which you've kept your same boyfriend. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. He's been with me through the whole thing too. Ask him about it. He's been on the same journey as me.
That's super cool. But it was like, because I didn't think that, your perception online is that you're not shy. So when you came to the studio, like in the beginning, you were like, you could tell you're kind of shy and nervous. And then now it's like, now you're like, oh yeah, I'll do an interview, whatever, I'll hop on here. Yeah, I can. So just
like naturally that's me, but it just takes some time to warm up a little bit. But of course, with experience, I've just known I've learned better how to carry myself with these things. So I'm very glad to hear you say this.
Yeah, no, it's just amazing to see. I'm just super excited for you. I know you're going to have a successful career. You, like you said, you keep leveling up every year. So I encourage everybody, they can go, the show's done, but they can go, it's the second season on Netflix, right? Of Titan Games?
Yes. Yes.
What episode are you on?
Do not quote me on this. I do not know exactly. I was just waiting for my date. I was like, tell me what date it is, and we're there watching it.
Yeah, so they can go. But you're on season 2, right?
Yes, I'm on season 2.
So they can not only see you, but then they can look at The Rock's biceps. So that's got to be amazing.
Everybody's favorite.
And then so they can watch the season 2 on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's ABC, so I'm pretty sure it'll be on Disney Plus and all that. And then if they want to, why don't you tell me, not your personal one, but the one that everybody can follow? What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is at Jamara, Jamara Sadee, Sadee.
Perfect.
That is my Instagram.
So everybody can follow you. I mean, I think you're posting. I've seen you. I think you're posting like a couple times a day, all the time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And so, do you have a couple sponsors too, right? Do you want to do some shout outs for some sponsors?
I do. So I am sponsored by NutriShop here in New Mexico. They're a local vitamin / fitness supplement company that I love. And then I'm also sponsored by and an ambassador of Body Phenom, who works side by side with NutriShop. So you could find that apparel there as well.
So it's like athletic apparel.
Yes.
Okay.
Lovely stuff. Like quality, nice stuff.
And you're always when you post, you're always wearing it. So.
Oh yes.
So that's cool. Well, perfect. Well, thanks, Jamara. I appreciate it. I'm super excited for you. Hopefully, like I said, we'll have to do this on the phone again because you'll be in Hollywood or somewhere. But
I mean, hopefully then it won't be, a pandemic.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we'll, I think by the time we get, there's so many scientists and everybody working on this, and they're supposed to come up with the vaccine and all that. So I think we'll be back to normal, hopefully very soon. But I appreciate your influence of dedication, hard work. I know there's a lot of females that listen to the show, and I encourage them to follow you. And I think that's something that's needed for people to be courageous and just go for it. And I think you display that, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you. I thank you for having me every time.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, thanks, Jamara. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thanks to our sponsor, RigbyDigital.com. Make sure to subscribe and share. And go to ABQPodcast.com. Get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner.